This is the plaintiff, Snyder. He says he has a Roadmaster bicycle he rides around on, and he brought it to the defendant's shop because the back wheel was acting up. Well, the defendant told him he had a broken spoke and repaired it for $34.50, but the problem persisted, so he brought it to another repair shop, and they told him he needed a whole new wheel. He's now suing the defendant for the return of his broken spoke fee because he misdiagnosed the problem and wasted his hard-earned $34.50. This is the defendant, Tom. He says he repaired the plaintiff's spoke for the $34.50, and then, a while later, he returned with another broken spoke, not the same one he repaired. He told him because he was a regular customer, he'd changed that broken spoke for $20, but the guy got pissed, demanded his $34.50 back, and here they are. He's accused of botching a bicycle.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff brought his bike to the defendant's repair shop for a broken spoke and says that the defendant misdiagnosed the problem. The defendant says he fixed the spoke and the plaintiff came back complaining about a different broken spoke. It's the case of you think you're a big wheel.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Snyder?
Yes, ma'am.
You are suing Rick's Cycle Shop, represented here by Tom, for $34.50 that you want refunded to you that you paid to have a spoke fixed. Tell me what's going on.
Your Honor, the type of testimony I'm going to give might be a little contradictory, but it's going to make sense.
Is it?
Because Rick is an excellent bike man. It's just that his attitude has changed recently, and I don't understand.
Okay. You have been taking your bike to him for how long?
About 5 years.
Okay. And so one day you had a spoke that had broken.
It started with a flat.
Okay.
And Rick changed the flat. So I brought it back to the shop and said, hey, Rick, there's something wrong with the wheel. It's wobbly and stuff like that. So Rick said that it's the spokes. So I paid him.
I'm sorry, was there a broken spoke?
Yeah.
How was the spoke broken? Could you see it visually or was it?
Yes, you could see it visually.
So when he came in, what did he say was wrong with the bike?
When he originally brought it in, I believe he had a flat fixed. When I fixed the flat, I noticed he had a broken spoke, which I told him he had it, and he said he wanted it fixed. He didn't have the money. I extended him the credit so he could have it fixed.
And then he paid it?
And he paid it.
And that's the $34.50 we're talking about?
Yes.
Okay, so you get the spoke fixed and then what happens, sir?
Well, the wheel is still wobbly.
Okay.
And I've known Rick for 5 years, and Rick would have normally spotted that. So I took it to another bike shop.
Okay, and you have the documentation from the other bike shop? Let's see.
Yes, ma'am. He examined the wheel.
So what did the new bike shop do?
He had to replace the wheel because the spokes was no good in the first place because they kept.
Well, actually, what he says here is that there's 2 broken spokes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, when was that repair done?
The repair was done on 8/29.
8/29. So this is on 9/11, which is not 2 weeks later. He takes it to the other place, and the other place says you need a new wheel. So he feels that you should pay him back his $34.50, and you feel that you shouldn't, and tell me why.
So if you had a long history with this bike shop and it was $34.50, would you sue for that or would you eat it?
It depends on how good the relationship is that you have with the bike
You have a
shop.
good relationship.
Then I would probably eat it. Knowing me.
If you really felt you were right, would you sue on principle or eat it?
I would still eat it.
You would eat it.
Yes.
You guys are smart. Going inside the courtroom.
Well, when he brought it back the second time, after I replaced the spoke one time, he broke an additional spoke. And I said to him I'd fix it for $20 as a courtesy, but I advised him that he needed a new wheel.
Did he advise you needed a new wheel?
Now that I'm not sure.
Okay.
I really
and then
can't
you go
remember
somewhere else and you get a new wheel. And you did not fix that other spoke.
No.
All right. I'm not listening to anything that would prove your case that he has to return the $34.50 because something he did was wrong. If the first step is fixing the spoke, the first step is fixing the spoke. If that's a much cheaper thing than triple that, which is what you paid to get a new wheel, but there's nothing about that he did wrong. There's no documentation from the second company saying well, that was silly. People don't replace spokes. I know people replace and fix spokes. So.
See, y'all, that's what you don't understand. Rick is the type of bike man that if the spokes was no good, he would have told me that from Jump Street.
Right.
I went to the other bike shop.
You just proved his case for him. He thought it would fix it.
No, listen. I went to the other bike shop and he said that he don't see how he missed it because the whole...
Oh, does he say that here?
Well, that's what he see how
Does he say that here?
No, I don't think...
No, he doesn't, does he? All right, verdict for the defendant.
So the judge finds for the defendant in this case. Mr. Snyder, I'm sorry for you.
It's all right.
What are you thinking?
Well, I had a good run with Rick. Rick is an excellent bike man. And I had to trust her judgment because I had to bring her into it because I couldn't talk to him.
I got to ask you something. How much did it cost you to file the lawsuit?
I'm not sure. I got it right here. About maybe $20.
Was it? I mean, you're going for $34 to get back, but it cost you $20 to file a lawsuit. Was it worth it, do you think?
I don't know. It was about a point of view. It was about trying to settle a point of view.
Okay. Principle.
Yeah.
That's what you... Well, I'm sorry. It didn't work for you.
All right.
Is your bike working okay now?
Yes.
Good for you. Okay. Ride that Roadmaster in style. Okay?
I will.
I had a Roadmaster a long, long time ago. Good for you. All right. I think Schwinn makes them. Is that right? It's not Schwinn? Who makes a Roadmaster?
AMF.
AMF. Okay. Well, it was a long time ago. Were you surprised to get sued?
I was surprised.
I'm not surprised. Okay. Well, he seems like a good guy, unfortunately, for him.
He's been a customer for a long time.
Yeah. Okay, good enough. Thank you very much. Thank you. Goodbye. Harvey?
Well, I mean, number one, I think the plaintiff was really smart to say that the defendant is really good at repairing bikes. It really shows that he's being reasonable. The problem is he did not have the firepower to win the case, but it is good strategy sometimes to compliment in court.